Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Patricia Stuart, and I have my 12 by 12 gel plate, and I'm going to show the way in which I pull prints when I'm not using the entire plate to pull prints. If I'm using index cards or postcards or just a greeting card I want to make, the face of a greeting card. And in this case, these index cards are, I think they're 4 by 6, if I'm correct. And so I can pile on, yes, they're 4 by 6. I can put 6 of these cards on one plate and pull my prints at the same time. Now you may not have a 12 by 12 gel plate. You might have the 8 by 10 or the 9 by 12, whichever size you have. You could have 2 3 by 5s or 5 by 7. Even with my 5 by 7, even though it's a little short, I've managed to print 2 at the same time and overlap them. So I'll just show you in some ways. When I'm working with small pieces of paper or small cards, I'm not looking to create any particular difficult design or whatever. I'm just looking to pull some paint off of my plate. So okay, as you can see, I have a lot of leftover paint on this plate, and I did it on purpose so that I can actually get some color to come off on these cards. Okay, so I'm going to start by using I'm using Liquitex Basics Acrylics. So I'll start by putting a little red down. It's good to keep a tissue handy. I'm going to put a little yellow, cadmium yellow, a little orange, cadmium orange, purple, and this is like the first pull, and then, you know, when it comes to the next pull, I may want to add design and a different paint, and that will make the difference with the print. See, I don't like these two. That's the only thing I don't like about the Liquitex. You lose a lot of paint that dries at the top. Okay, so I'm using my 2-inch brayer. And I'm going to spread. And I don't like to use too much paint, because then the print is, you know, you can tell it's too much paint. Okay. And because I'm going to pull a red, I'm going to roll off the rest of the paint on here so I don't waste it. All my roll-offs will be on that one, and that might be one less one that I need to pull a print on, because I'm going to keep rolling off the excess color on that. And then colors that won't be too much of a problem, I'll mix. So I'm just rolling off the excess on here, which ends up being one less card for me to have to pull a print on. I'm going to go right into this turquoise with it, like so. Okay, so this is still wet. As you see, I have multiple colors on there. So now I start laying my prints down quickly. Kind of pressing them down as I go. So I just got 2 sheets here. And so here's 1. 2, and it's okay if some of the sides are white because this is not the only thing that's going to go on top. Okay, 3, 4, 5, and this one is 6 because I rolled off color. And so while I'm letting these dry a little bit before I do the other side, because sometimes I just pull the prints and then I do, I come back and then either I'm going to do mark making on top with my Posca pens, or I'm going to do some stenciling on top, whatever. So I'm not concerned with so much with the bottom layers. Okay, so I'm going to put some, I think I'm going to use all white because I want to try to pull up what's left on this plate, which gives me some colorful prints if I get up the ghost of what's left. I'm using my 6-inch brayer to cover. Hopefully I can pull up the residue with some fresh cards. That's on the plate. I don't mind if they're all similar colors because, as I said, I will finish them off differently. But this is a faster way for me, time-wise, when I have a lot of pieces that I want to do. And it helps me to move along faster. Ah, this is nice. Nice soft blend. Here's another one. It's another one with some pieces. So it doesn't matter what's left on the plate. You're pulling up pieces of them. You can stencil on top, or use thermo screen printing. Okay, so far that's what's come up. There's more on here that if I take a card and just try to pull up, then you start to get some to pull up off. Do that before I add more paint. Take a card and see what you can pull off. Something like that, and keep adding to it. Okay, so now I'm going to pull some turquoise and let's see. I want to create a design, and it's going to be sort of like the same design, but a different color, so to speak. So I need a little bit more orange. I just want to create a print. Now I have this rolling pin that I ordered a long time ago, and it has these nice paisley designs, so I'm gonna go with that. And then I'm gonna take the residue and run it off on one of the cards that I did already, so that I don't waste the paint. And that's how that comes out. Take another card, one that has more white. Oh, and look how beautiful that came out. The residue off the roller. And these rollers they have on Amazon. Okay, so I'm going to take another plain one and put down one that has very little color. I'm going to put that down, and then I'm going to overlap where part of this card gets some of the color. And this is how sometimes I start adding my designs on top. Okay, so here we have the paisley print there, some on the side of this card. I have the multicolor paisley here, and with these I can do mark making. This has part. I can do stenciling on it. Okay, let me lay down another color. So this rolling pin, which is more for cookies, things of that nature, does wonderfully on the gel plate. Let's Brayer this in. go in with the rolling pin again. Now I'm going to roll off on some of these. Blue. Not too much came up on here, but that's okay. Let's get the yellow. Maybe I can get a little. And then I get a mixture of a nice design on that one. And so now I will go in. This, I just want to put a print here. Sometimes I don't do the whole entire card with a print. Sometimes I just will take a portion of one. Just so that I can get some type of design background, because I will do something else on top. I may want to write words, stencil something on top, pull a screen print. Here we have that combination with the solid, which works well. This is nice. This didn't come out too much. Okay, so far I am tackling getting as many sides done as possible. So okay, let's move on to using this darker blue. Wow, end up squirting out these tubes. Kind of drive me nuts how the paint comes out. Okay, we have the blue. Let's get a little lime green in here. I try to stay loose with my ideas. And then the last thing I do after having layers is to add my designs. So I'm going to roll this nice blue off on one of these. And that's nice there. See if I can roll off some more. No, just that one. Okay, so let's roll off the screen now. It slid a little bit, so I can probably roll it off on here. Oh, that's really nice. Okay, so now I'm going to put down this one here, this one here, and this one. That side, and I'll try to add some more onto this one here. And this way I cover a little bit more ground. You can see I'm using the same design, but the effect is different. Now I can leave my cards exactly like this. This one. I could leave my cards like this without doing anything else to them. Well, that didn't come out too good. So sometimes if you use too much paint, then it begins to slide all over the place. The other thing is just using the gel plate as just a stamp to roll your stuff off on. So if I just didn't pull the print with the gel plate, but I just use this, and then I want to roll it off, I can do that too. If I just want to use this to just roll off the print, that works very well too, especially with the color underneath. So I added some more to that. And so that's one way of doing it. Rolling it off. Picking up the paint. Let's see, do I have any other ones? And rolling it off. And I can keep layering this by coming in with darker colors. Okay. So I'm just going to pick up this paint off of here right now. And I want to do the back sides. Now the back sides I can do differently. Perhaps with some solid colors on the back. But so far, let's look at what we have so far. We have these. So far that I pull with the same print. Slightly different effect. These. This one. This one. So all of these just in mixing paints for the first layer, and then coming on top of that with this rolling pin. Some are more subtle than others. You get to see what colors work well on top of other colors. So, and so now I'd like to do the other sides. This is just an idea. I'm going to put this in some water and come back. Okay, so as you can see, I used a old toothbrush under some hot water and scrubbed, because I didn't want the paint to dry in the groove. So what you see is the color, but the paint is gone. So if you were to use one of these you want to make sure that you roll off your stuff and quickly have some water, either a pail of soapy water on the side where you can let it soak, or right away, I would right away clean it with a toothbrush or some kind of brush, because acrylic paint, when it dries, sometimes it's hard to get it off, and this is wood, so even leaving it in the soapy water might not get it all off. So the sooner you can brush it off with a toothbrush so that you can use it again. Okay, so I want to do the back sides of these cards, and I'm just going to pull some mixed colors. So I'm going to have red, green, pink, and blue. And so I'm just going to let the brayer create, and I'm going to take one card and clean my brayer off with it, which gives me that. Okay. So here I have that mixture color. And so now I'm going to place my cards down. And I don't mind that I will have the same pink and blue on the backs of these, because the next pull that I take will make the difference in those same colors. You'll still get a variation. Okay. But it's a faster way, I think you'll agree, to, we have that there, same here. It's a faster way to pull your prints. There. And that there. And that there. And you might say, oh, I don't want all the same prints at all. But it's what you do as your second layer that makes a difference. So now I'm going to spread white, titanium white, on all of these. Me and these tubes are not really getting along. I'm getting too much paint on my hands. But I do like the Liquitex for pulling prints. Okay, so I'm going to go in with some more that are blank on the back. picking up a lot of paint on my bracelets. Okay. See what of the ghost print that we can pick up. Well, not much there. The white isn't really picking it up, but that's okay. Sometimes my fluid acrylics pick up better, the ghost print better, I notice, than, yeah. We have something on the back, but not as much as I wanted. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my Paycon print paper that really hugs the plate to pick up prints. So that I don't waste this ghost print. Oh wow. And this is what I wanted to pick up on the card, but instead the print paper picked it up, which is great. I can use that for something. Okay. I have some here. Off camera, I've worked on some other ones which I will show you. So here's another idea where I take paint. Now I'm using golden fluid acrylics to do some work, design work on top. And this was permanent violet. Now I'm going to use quinacridone magenta. And I'm going to be using the gel plate just as a palette to roll my paint off of. I'll use a little cadmium red. And if I can get one more color, teal. And so I'm using this 1-inch brayer. And I'm going to use one of these. So I'm going to brayer on some color. And then I'm going to roll some of that color into red. And what I'm going to do here is do some marking. It's almost like mark making, using the two colors to create a design. of markings, just like that. It can be layered as many times. I will go into the quinacridone magenta and mix a little of the teal with it. And so I will roll that, making some designs and markings on the top. I'll go in with another one, pick up some cadmium red, the teal, and this will roll in whatever direction I turn it in. The beauty is I can come on top of all of this and with my Posca pens and markers and create a design on top. And so we get nice pattern marks when you mix the paint. So it didn't really matter that these had the same background. It's just the pattern marks that can be made. And now, with all the leftover paint, spread it and I use my Paycon this one I've used before in pulling out prints, and I use just the balance. And I'm able to pull these prints with all of the multi-colors. That. And these colors. And all of those I can use at another time. So here's some that I did. These were nice, the multiple colors that I had laid out. So even though the backgrounds were similar on many of them, I did different markings. These are the last set that I've done, and I will use my Posca pens to embellish on top of them. So it's just an idea when you have multiples of prints that you want to pull. If you have a large enough gel plate, you can do 2 at a time and more, which makes it easy to get them done in a good amount of time. So there it is. So continue to do art. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you for my recent subscribers. Thanks for hanging out with me. Keep doing art. Till next time.